This video features review items for board licensure examination for professional teachers focusing on general education English subject. Question 103. Technical communication is part of most careers. Most professionals serve as part-time technical communicators. Which of the following examples does not reflect this concept? Answer B. As a teacher, you will write lesson plans and construct test papers for your students. Lesson plans and test papers are considered more of academic documents prepared by a teacher rather than technical communication documents. Question 104. Readers expect to find the information they need and to get questions answered clearly. Instead of long technical passages, the content is presented in short chunks in the form of questions that readers might ask. Which of the following features of technical communication does this statement fall under? Answer B. Accessible and efficient. The keywords short chunks, find information, questions answered would lead to the idea that a technical document must be accessible and efficient. Question 105. Electronically linked, our global community shares social, political, and financial interests. Corporations are increasingly multinational, and diverse cultures exist within individual nations. To connect with all readers, technical documents need to reflect global and intercultural diversity. Which of the following statements correspond to this idea? Answer A. An effective communication style in one's culture may be offensive elsewhere. The keywords diverse cultures, global and intercultural diversity would lead to the idea that a technical document must be respectful to all cultures. Question 106. One of the main purpose of the technical communication is to inform the readers. Which of the following examples suit this purpose? Answer B. Explaining the proper functions of the features of the new product. The keywords inform readers are more suitable to the idea expressed by the second sentence. Question 107. Suppressing knowledge the public needs is an example of communication abuse. Which of the following statements is not an example of this? Answer B. In one analysis of 800 scientific papers, Tufts University Sheldon Crimsey found that 34% of the authors had research-related financial ties, but none had been disclosed. The keywords none had been disclosed from sentence B are related to the idea being asked. Question 108. Ethical communication includes giving proper credit to the work of others. In both workplace and academic settings, plagiarism, representing the words, ideas, or perspectives of others as your own, is a serious breach of ethics. Which of the following best describe blatant plagiarism? Answer D. It occurs when a writer consciously lifts passages from another work, print or online, and incorporates them into his or her own work without quoting or documenting the original source. Answer D. Other choices refer to other varied forms of plagiarism. Question 109. You are asked to write an essay discussing the status of the Philippine economy for the last 5 years. Which of the following should you do? Answer C. Compare and contrast the status of the country's economy every year and present reasons of its rise and decline. Doing such will highlight the status of the country in every year, identifying the country's problems, narrating events, or exemplifying causes of the economy's rise and decline will not track the development of its economic status within the last 5 years, unlike with the process of comparison and contrast. Question 110. When writing, the author must consider the appropriate words for the text he is about to write. If the text is a business or an academic text, then the words to be used should be formal and should not be too wordy. If the text is a literary piece, then the language should be more creative and less formal. Which of the property of a well-written text is being considered by the author? Answer: D. Appropriate language use. The keywords formal and should not be too wordy, more creative and less formal pertain to the idea of appropriate language use. These are the descriptions of other choices for your further readings. Question 111. You work as an executive of an oil company and you want to express your oppositions on the company's plan on building a plant on an area on the Sierra Madre mountain range. What type of text do you need to write? Answer: B. Position paper. The keywords express opposition relates to the purpose of a position paper. These are the descriptions of other choices for your further readings. Question 112. Your boss asks you to write a letter processing a complaint from your regular customer. Which type of business letter will you write? Answer: C. Adjustment letter. Adjustment letters are written to satisfy a client who has lodged a complaint against a company. Adjustment letter is a response to a written complaint. The objective is to inform the reader that their complaint has been received. It is also a legal document recording what decisions were made and what actions have or will be taken. These are the descriptions of other choices for your further readings. Question 113. You are asked by your supervisor to write an urgent letter to the purchasing officer of the company which supplies your materials for your products. Which of the following parts of a letter will help you make the recipient of your letter be immediately informed of the purpose of your letter? Answer: B. Subject line. The subject line is a portion of the letter where one tells the reader about the subject. Although it is not always necessary in a business letter, especially if the letter is brief, it can be helpful as it immediately conveys to the reader the subject of the letter. These are the descriptions of other choices for your further readings. Question 114. The copy notation, which uses the symbol CC, is one of the optional parts of a letter. Which among the following statements best describe its purpose? Answer: D. This indicates the concerned personnel or offices that are needed to be informed about the concerned document. A copy notation, or CC, lets the recipient of the letter know who else is receiving a copy. Other descriptions are inappropriate. Question 115. The letter that you have received from your boss says that you are designated to be the team leader of the new project your company has. What type of business letter have you received? Answer: C. Appointment letter. An appointment letter is a legally binding document that confirms that an organization has offered a position to an employee. These are the descriptions of other choices for your further readings. Question 116. The following guidelines should be considered when writing the memo except for one. Answer D. Analyze the attitudes and expectations of your audience. Memos and business letters are written in formal tone and need not to consider the audience attitudes nor expectations. Question 117. Which of the following is an example of inappropriate tone? Answer A. If your employees had read the procedures manual, they would have known how to install the pump correctly. Choice C and D are obviously respectful tone due to the keyword please. Choice B also sound respectful as it sounds more of a reminder than a reprimand. Choice A is clearly in a reprimand tone. Question 118. Which of the following sentences does not characterize technical writing in providing accurate information? Answer C. Interesting information makes the reader of the document more persuaded and will be motivated to take proper actions on the needed solution of a problem or issue. As the main purpose of the technical documents is to inform, the writing tone needs not to be persuasive. Information needs to be factual than interesting. Question 119. Proofreading is part of writing any technical document. Which of the following is not a guideline in proofreading? Answer C. Skip sentences you sure are correct. Choice C is obviously wrong due to the keywords skip and sure. A proofreader must never assume that there are sentences which are correct. Some sentences may already be grammatically correct, but the idea they present might not be coherent or cohesive to the rest of the other sentences. Question 120. In writing, considering the outcomes of your technical document, the following are the things to be determined except for one. Answer B. Determine the context of the writer. The context of the writer is not relevant in technical writing. Rather, the writer must consider the intended audience of the writing that will be produced. Technical terminologies or jargons must be avoided if the document to be produced is intended for the general audience.